My guy knocked my camera. I always run through everything before I start, and then I was, uh, I've got cross stitch that I'm going to work on, and I was trying to make sure I had all the threads, the colors threaded right, because I'm doing this rows, and it's one stitch, one stitch, one stitch, three stitch, one stitch, what three, it's the colors are combined, and I'm trying to go across the row. I've got 5 more rows left. I'm hoping to get it finished. And I wanted, what I'm doing is just leaving the colors attached, either putting a needle on or not, right? And don't you know, as soon as I got this uh, piece of 6 strand that I had to divide into 3 strands, it knotted. And that kind of made me late. And in the process, I guess I must have bumped the computer and everything. Hi, happy Super Bowl Sunday. I am streaming early today because I do watch the game. It is a big thing in our house. I cook ribs, and there's munchy food, and we make cocktails. In fact, we're starting with the traditional orange juice cocktail for this stream. Made one for hubby, which he was quite appreciative of, and I told him it's going to last you 2 hours. I'm not making another one until I get done streaming, and well, he's already done. It's like, oh, this is good. Whatever. I will sip on mine while I'm streaming, and I don't know what other. We were talking about the fact that, okay, we like cocktails, and I like making cocktails, but I don't do it every day. It's not an everyday thing. And when we were talking about the Super Bowl and what we were going to do today, I said, there's no cocktail for the Super Bowl. Oh, yes, he says, there's got to be. No, there's not. If you count taking beer and putting booze into it, which, they do, and call it a cocktail for a game for football. And I'm like, that's not a cocktail. Cocktails do not include beer. You drink beer, or you drink a cocktail, or you drink wine. I'm a little picky about that. So, no, I was not going to do any kind of beer cocktail and whatever they count traditional. In fact, to my knowledge, the only sport that actually has a cocktail associated with it is the horse racing. They have, of course, they have an Oaks, which is the race that precedes the Derby. They have a Derby, right? Derby drink. And they also have a Belmont drink, which is another horse race. So, and the third of the Triple Crown. So, I don't know of actual cocktails that are associated with football or baseball or, whatever sport you want to ask about or talk about. And most certainly not one associated with the Olympics. You could make one up. I could make one up, but not in the mood to do that. I am just going with what I have on hand at the house. I have, as I said, 5 more rows of this cross stitch to do. So we are going to go to that camera and work on it. This is a Valentine's Day present. It's going in the mail. It will be late. Hi, all crafty. And that's okay. If I mail it on Valentine's Day, it counts, right? I have a good friend. She loves roses. And I found this little section of a pattern in the cross stitch magazine that has, this is a rose in there. I mean, it just kind of looks weird right now. I don't know if my outlining is going to help it or not, but at least it's got hearts and rosebuds and all that sort of thing. Hi, Kay, welcome. Welcome to both of you. So I have been working on another cross stitch that I gave to my daughter yesterday. I handed it to her because she's in the vicinity. She lives near me. I went and had a wonderful visit with her yesterday, and it had 2 sheep on it because, of course, she's a spinner also, and it is to know you is to love you. is what was written on it. So that was her Valentine. So I'm going to try and finish these 5 rows and go on to some spinning later if I have some time, but I don't know. Sometimes it takes me a long time to do this. I'm going to have to put my glasses on. This is close work, and I need glasses for the close work. So how is everybody on this Sunday afternoon? Kay, good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. All crafty? What's everybody up to today? You doing a Super Bowl party at your house? Are you cooking? I don't have anything cooking. Oh, I do have something cooking. I put beans and weenies in the crock pot. You know what, the cocktail sausages and baked beans. Some little party food that I love, and I just go ahead and make every once in a while just to have to eat. But I'll be putting ribs in the oven after I get done streaming. You guys see what I'm doing here? I know it's cross stitch, you can't really see. I watch other streamers do cross stitch. They do a pretty good job with the camera, but I didn't set up cameras right for short nearby stuff because of the spinning wheels, and I haven't messed with moving them around. It looks more like a rose up close than it did on the camera. I think because your eye will blend the colors better when you're just looking at it in real life. Kate, you're nearly done with the blanket you've been working on. Oh, that's exciting. I agree, blankets take forever. Is it knit or crochet? I have done both, but my favorite was to crochet. When I counted that I had 5 rows, it did not include the fact that I had to finish this row below it because you don't want to see the back, believe me. I am really getting the stranded thing going in the back, not very neatly. I'm just trying not to catch these other threads. I have felt that has one side that's sticky, and that's what I finished the back of the other one for my daughter with, so I'm going to finish the back with. That may have been a couple stitches back. Didn't realize it. Yep. That one is not going to undo. It's too bad. Oh, it's knit. That takes longer, I think, to knit a blanket. Okay. All right. Now I'm ready to go. And since I can't really show the pattern, I have it sitting over here off camera. All crafty, you're doing some spinning. Need to put some craft stuff away. Are you getting company? Is that the reason for the cleaning? Alright. There's my 2 greens. So this is this row. 3 T 4 2T. 3T for 2T. Alright. 3 is the medium pink. I will be glad to be done with this. I don't like this multiple color. And on top of that, the one I did for my daughter was on black background, and it was even worse. The white's better. Nope, just need to, huh? I know. Every once in a while. Clean up like that. Alright, repeat it again. 3T, 4, 2T. Alright, let me get this 3 out of the way. I don't have it yet for a while. Oh, you're doing the hexies. Okay. You have enough knit. I actually have 2 extra in both colors. Oh, you need an orange one. Oh. So I'm going to go across without doing Number 4, which is the light pink, I'm leaving a space wherever that goes. I'll catch that last. And then I have a 4, 3T. Where's the light pink? So, okay. So, I have a 4 and then 3T. I am doing T right now. Okay, my music seems to be repeating itself here. Let's see what happens. Yes, I signed up also. Although I haven't actually checked that they took it, but that's just me not getting on email yet. Sock Madness. I really don't know why I'm doing it. What do I got here? 1, 2, 3, I'm going right there. Four T3. So one more T. You don't know why you're doing it either. Okay. Because it's there. I like their patterns. I mean, I don't like knitting in the competition, but I like getting the sock patterns. So. I have any number of them that I finished that I have really liked. Alright, let's put the T away. One row, almost done. You're competitive? Just for self-satisfaction? Does that really go together? You know, if it was self-satisfaction, you just do it at your own rate. Maybe that's not what you mean. You're competitive with yourself. I think that's what you mean. Where am I here? I'm on this side. Okay. Doggone it, I sewed that in there. Oh. There it is, right there. I actually split the thread. I can't believe I did that. Oh, goodness. There we go. Maybe. This is why it takes me forever to do this stuff. Hi, lady. How are you? It is afternoon for me, just barely. Well, as far as the sock madness this year, I keep telling myself this is the first year I don't have a knee surgery to recover from, which means I wasn't feeling up to keeping sitting in the chair and keeping after stuff, you know. Of course, I'm retired, so you know, I'm giving myself all this pep talk about I have lots of time to do it. The weather isn't good enough to be outside yet. All that kind of stuff. Besides, I have to, if I really like the pattern, right? If it's interesting to knit and it's not like headache creating awful kind of thing, I enjoy knitting socks. They go pretty quick. Right, everybody stay out of the way here while I stitch this, please. You do like learning the new things? Yeah. It is good for that. I have learned a lot. I also learned a lot about myself as far as being as knitting. I am just very much the oh well nobody will notice that type knitter, and you know that's not acceptable with them. They do notice. One disadvantage of this perf paper is the rough edges catches here. You know, this is cut right here. It catches your thread that you're working with. That's more stitch here. Anybody been watching the Olympics a lot? I have been. As much as I was working on this, I did watch a lot. 2 days this week. I do not like wearing my glasses. They kind of aren't comfortable. Let's move my thing up a row. Okay, 2T, 4-3. I need to double check this with the row under it. We got 3 of the purple, that's right. And it's the 4 should be above the 4. That means, okay, 3, T, 4, 3. One, 2, 3, T, 4, 3. And the 3 is above the T. Yes. Okay. And it's 1, 2, 3 T, 3 4s, T, 3. Oh, the 3's all the way at the end. And I'm starting to color A. Alright. A lot of this color. This is the darkest. So. Is there any 4? There is 4. 2T, then a 4, then a 3. So it's on this side of the 3. Oh yeah, it's above that one. You drove the hubby crazy with curling yesterday. Yeah. We watched yesterday the new snowboarding cross with the mix with the men and women mix. That was really interesting, and it was fun to see the American win. Okay, so there's 3T, 4, 2T, 4. So I imagine it's above the ones that are here. 3T, 4, 2T, 4. It is above the one that's already there. I think my husband just made coffee. I smell coffee. Oh, yeah, I know. Well, you know, he's had a long run, though. I know it. I think it's his last, isn't it? Shaun White is retiring after this. I know a lot of them that have been in the last 2 or 3 are retiring. He looks so different now than he did when he was younger. Interesting to see him grow up, isn't it? Oh man, some of the figure skaters, some of the women figure skaters are so young. 15? Oh my goodness. Today, yeah. Well, that is part of what they start training so young, but they peak pretty young then too. You know. Okay. So that's all of that. Next to the 4 should be. Well, there's a 1T and then a 3. Allcrafted says, I kind of felt like maybe that made him know that his decision was right, that he didn't win. Yeah. And you are right. The true sign of I mean, the fact that they can handle loss with grace is a big part of it. It shows maturity. Alright, I gotta do one of this medium pink. I'm gonna have to pull off I'm trying to decide whether to do a different color. I suppose I should. Different green. It's calling for like one stitch of a different green. Yeah. Do you do it? So what else do we have here? Okay, that one stitch goes up. So actually there are 3, 4, 5 of those stitches. So yeah, I'll get the other color out. Let me just do it right now. Finish it. This one. which I could just get a single strand. I guess you're right, the Olympians would be pretty much in that age. And I guess if it looks like they have good prospect to, train others and teach and that sort of thing, have something to do with their life. Way too young to not do something. All right. Put any other color in, but I'm cheating and only using 2 strands. It's not a problem. Looks like it's not going to be a problem. Then it goes one above it, one above it. Oh wait, which color am I on? I'm on A. Yeah, there's more stitches than I thought. Okay, one above it, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does that finish the? Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that finishes the row. All right. Who you rooting for, lady, or do you want to say I'm rooting for the Bengals? That's my neck of the woods. Sort of have an East Coast, West Coast thing going on here. But the Bengals are the underdogs too, so. Not so much now, but they were at the beginning of the year. They have never been what they consider an always will win team. They're actually one team I could probably go see a game. I mean, it's about an hour and a half from me. Ouch. Got my finger. Okay. I don't think there's any more of that color. Nope. Your Seahawks didn't make it. Yeah, so. Oh, you're rooting for the Bengals too? Yay, go Bengals. Okay, gang, I have one
and a half rows to go here.
I am excited. Get it done. Let's see, where am I here? Maybe I'll go across from the top. No, I need to. Alright, so it was right above. I should be right above a 3, I am. It's 2T43. Oh, no, I'm coming from the... Which direction am I coming from? I'm coming from the other direction. Alright. 3T... 3 4s. 3T 3 4s. I guess I can fasten this off. You don't want to see the Rams win. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I'm going to record the whole thing. Because I'm in and out of the kitchen and, and I'll probably sit and watch it again. Three T. Forget what I said. Yeah, 3T 3 4s. I like working with the perf paper. I think I will try and be a little more selective about the pattern I use, not being complicated, right? Keep it easy. This went well. The border part went really good. I never did get it. It was going to be centered on this, and as you can see, I never did get it centered right. I have that problem even working with fabric. But I went ahead and cut the square to have it small to handle, and I shouldn't have cut it so close. I would have liked to have more of a border.
Don't keep needles on there. I found that doesn't make, it's hard. They're in the way more when it has a needle on it. But boy, it's not fun threading and unthreading and threading and unthreading. Alright, let's get this out of the way. And we want 3 of these. In fact, I may just go ahead and look what the rest of the color is for this light pink. I'll get these 3 done. Keep up the wrong hole.
All Crafty says I don't watch the Super Bowl, but I do like have some of the snack foods around. Oh yes, please. I saw on some of the other Discords your starting out pictures, but whatever, that would be wonderful. Does this have a deadline, or are you just... I may have asked you that before, but I don't remember. The fabrics are gorgeous, just gorgeous. I'm Fabric Envy. I love them. Did you buy them online? Do you have a good source of the fabric? That's what I'm asking. Being like, are you close to anything? I don't have anything but big box. I used to have an amazing fabric store in the next town over from me, my big town. And it was, private owned. It was not connected with anybody. It was set up for furniture fabrics, for furniture refinishing. It was set up for the theater community. They got all their costuming there. They had amazing pattern selection. I truly, truly miss it. It was in business for like 75 years, and it went out of business about 10 years ago. And I know that whoever was running it had wanted to retire, right? And I think they even tried to sell it, and it just never sold. So they closed the business, and that was like, oh, I love that store. So I have many fond memories of just looking at all these gorgeous, amazing fabrics. And I have a few up in my stash that, wouldn't make a Ren Fair outfit, but they're interesting anyway. I used to buy their remnants, tons of remnants of this kind of stuff. Never really found exactly what I wanted to do with it. All right. So this is number 4. Where else am I doing number 4? I just did 3. Oh, I need my glasses for this. This pattern is tiny. All right, I did my 3. And then it's 3 T's, 3 and a 4 T and 2 T's. Alright, so I could stick, okay, so I could do, yeah, there's a, that's a T. Three T's. And a 3 and a 4. I guess I better go ahead and park this and do it right. Your mom used to own a fabric store, All Crafty. It got too hard to compete with the big box stores. That probably is also true.
with this store. I have a whole bunch of patterns. This has nothing to do with that store. My daughter worked for one of the big box stores, and she got to go through their discard patterns, and she pulled patterns that were her size at that time. Neither one of us are that size anymore, and most of them I donated. I took to Goodwill. They were clothes from the 80s, 90s that weren't interesting. I mean, they weren't really qualifying yet for vintage or looked, but could be basic. Somebody might enjoy finding them. So I took most of them to Goodwill. I did not know I still had these. I was cleaning upstairs and found a big box that ended up having her clothes and all these patterns and just miscellaneous stuff that has been packed away forever. And I went through it and emptied that box and distributed all that. But I kept some of the vintage patterns, even though they're not my size, to probably list on eBay. They're all unused, and they're in sizes 8 through 12, women's sizes 8 through 12. Oh, good grief. I'm ready to be done with this. What am I doing here? This is number 4. Why do I have number 4? Alright, actually I wanted T, didn't I? I did. I wanted 1, 2, 3 T. I threaded the wrong one. That's why you're a craft hoarder. I am definitely a craft hoarder. Alright, I got one row above it. I'm going to go ahead and finish this color. What do I need to do? Oh, I do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And then number 3, which is the light, the medium pink above that. Okay. Almost done here. I just did 3, 4, so I go 4, 5. Oh, I need any more. I don't need any of the other colors. All right. All I need is this medium pink. I'll be done. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Again, I sewed this in there. Thought I had it out of the way.
Well, Crafty says, I really need to downsize, but with prices like they are, I tend to hold on to things that I might use in the future.
Well, it's not just the craft things. Hubby and I hold on to stuff here at the quote unquote farm, He fixes things and often uses something from that we had saved. It's a country way of life, that's for sure. Holding on to things that you might be able to use, repurpose, whatever. Oop. I'm tucking ends in here is what I'm doing. About 5 more stitches to do in the medium pink, so I'm getting rid of everything else. Supposedly, I am going to do outlining stitch on that rose. Take a good hard look at it and decide if I want to do that or not. Then I just have to put the backing on and little magnets, which I would love to do right now, but I'm gonna wait and see if I want to do anything with the rose. Oh, there was one minimalist story, spinning story, and I cannot remember if it was actually in writing. I believe it was part of a Yahoo group that I was in, and the woman went minimalist, backpacking, living out. She lived in California, but living out. And all she had was a ounce of excellent fiber and a good spindle. And she was spinning that till it was gone, and then she was going to buy something else. It's freeing, but it's just too minimalist for me. Right, Which side am I on here? I'm over here.
All right, I'm changing this. I don't understand why my music is repeating this fourth time. And the reason I can tell is because it has a riff in it that sounds like, well, it just sounds familiar. This is a station. You know, I just recently connected this with Yahoo. If that is affecting, I'm going to change it to folk. Let's look at that. If that's affecting it, I'm going to be really upset. But Discord made this thing like you've got to connect with your Yahoo account. Not Yahoo. YouTube. Not Yahoo. Showing my age, the Yahoo. Check my settings. Where do I have my settings on this? I have it YouTube save. I bet it's set that. I bet it's set that YouTube save. I just took that off because I don't usually keep that on there. Probably accounts for what's going on. Right. What color does it do the... I'm really tempted to leave that way. Do you see? Let's see what it suggests for outlining. So down around there. He uses a different color than I used on anything. Oh no, there it is. It's T. It uses T. Oh, it used the T, that one. Okay. I'll think about it. Gotta think about it. Ooh-wee. It's hard on my eyes, though. I think it's the glasses. I don't wear glasses normally. Those are for reading fine print. They're not magnifiers, they're actual prescription, but it's been 3 years since I've been to an eye doctor, so it's probably time. I have a second prescription that I wear in glasses in the car for distance. I don't want I have been fighting getting the both in the same bifocal thing. I prefer to not wear glasses. Most of the time I don't need it. But, alright. What are we going to spin today? I'm going to have to move this some more. Let me get the light off of here so I don't fall. Put these glasses up. I have a feeling I have pictures in Discord. Yay, Kay! That is awesome. And Lady, oh my goodness. That looks so good. I'm going to enlarge that. That fabric's amazing. You got the sleeves. With those scallops. I love it. All lined. Both are amazing. Good job, good job. So I've been doing so much cross stitching that I haven't done much spinning at all. I have been, when I stopped, I was working on fiber from the Fiber Exchange from uh-oh, I forget. I have it here. Let me see if I got it written down. Oh, the skirt gather. Yeah, so much in there to keep a gathering thread going, right? Oh, this is from the Fiber Mage. Okay. This is the Fiber Mage's fiber. And I have decided that I was originally going to... This was all from one braid that she had dyed. Oh, I'm not sure you can see that. Hang on a minute. I still can't. It's washing out. So what I did was split the colors and put the mostly blues together, a yellow and white together, and a pop of orange. And I'm going to spin the orange on one end, the yellow and white on the other end, and put this in the middle. And that's going to be a single. And originally I was going to, oh, those come across pretty good there now. Originally I was going to put that with this other part of the braid that I put together, which turns out I love by itself. Like that. It's got greens and grays, and but it's a tiny amount of fiber, right? It's half an ounce. If that, because I separated by colors, not by weight. So I haven't quite decided whether I want. I think I'm just gonna put that in a plying ball and self-ply it, and do the same with this. So we're gonna spin this orange on the end first. I don't know why. I just have difficulty spinning and plying together. Just taking the dye braids and splitting them in half, and then just ply each on a. I mean, spin each on a single and then ply it. I have trouble doing that. So instead, I've been. Sometimes I take them and put them on a blending board and make different kind of roll logs, like with the way I've separated the colors. Just make the roll logs. But this time I didn't want to mess with that. I was just trying to separate the colors, draft them, and then put the drafted together and spin from the drafted. That's what I'm doing here. Like this. $180. Ended up hand stitching tatting threads to use. That's a good idea. Either that or using a quilting thread. But that's I know, that's a lot. I can see where it's like, oh my gosh, this isn't gonna work. I have done basting for gathering in sections, front and back kind of thing for skirts, but it's hard. Alright, I got these drafted. Now I'm going to draft them kind of together so that they're actually, the colors are mixed all the way down through it. That's alright. Whatever it is, it is. I have a change of plans here, I think. Okay. I want this on the end. I want the yellow and white on either end. So I want this in the middle next to the blue. This is
fiber is Rambouillet, which is very nice. Very cushiony, a little more springy than merino, but very, very fine crimp. Very fine crimp. Just take a look right here. Look at the crimp in there. You can hardly see it. It's so fine. Alright, that's going to go on one end. Start with the yellow end. It would help if I plugged it in. I hadn't plugged it to move it. That is definitely the problem with electric spinning wheels, right? Plug. There we go. Oh, and I have my chair back against the plug. There we go. So its cord's all wrapped around the chair. And I can fix that. Yep. There, I fixed it. Who all's here? I have 10 viewers. That's a lot. That's a lot. Who's here? I get a peek. I don't mind lurker. I don't mind lurkers at all. But I like to know you're here when I see 10 viewers. Everybody's working, probably. But welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Alright, let's see if we can get this spun here. Art. There we go. Oh, I need to move. Hi, HD. I saw. Thank you for coming by. Good to see you. I just don't usually look up at my viewers and see more than maybe 3 or 4. It's like, ooh, 10. Who's here? That's a pretty yellow. So cheerful. But it is hard to draft this thin. Let's see if I'm getting enough twist. Doesn't feel like it, but I think I am. I've enjoyed the cross stitch. It has been a lot of fun. It's been interesting to do it on the paper instead of cloth. But I think I'm done for a while. And even though I do have more of that paper left, I have so much processing to do. I'm starting to plan my what might be 2 dye days. I have an entire Cormo fleece to dye, and I have 2 pounds of white superwash, either merino or blueface Leicester that I want to dye. So just for the sheer fact that I can't dry all of that at the same time, I'm going to split it into 2 days. This is what I don't like. It does that because it doesn't spin. It doesn't twist at all when it does that. And, you know, I pre-drafted a lot, but it's still very thick and thin in the drafting. It wants to draft into staple length sections, which is annoying because you end up running out of all the staple length at the same time and everything falls apart. So that's why it's not drafting well.
or you get the thick and thin, like I don't like. This is not the Rambouillet. This is the top, prep. I mean the actual top that they put it into that I am talking about. Has nothing to do with the dyeing, nothing to do with anything other than how it was commercially processed. I suppose there could be a little bit to blame for the actual fleece if it was a sheep that had been sheared more frequently and all of your fleece was the same length instead of getting longer around the back, shoulders, and shorter further down the back and the neck and all that put together so that you have a combination of different staple lengths. It could be how the manufacturer the mill actually processes all the fleece fibers. It could be sorting them out, so they are all the same. It's pretty. It's going to be a nice yarn. Oh man, it's super soft, by the way. I keep talking, it's what I'm complaining about, but the truth of the matter is it's about as soft as you could ever want for wool. Okay. I might do better not drafting so much. So I'm making this a mirror. The yellow, white, orange, big section of blue in the middle, orange, white, yellow. And then the two ends will get, it'll be put in a center pole ball, two ends will be plied. Colors will sort of come together. I usually don't succeed at that very well, but that's what I'm doing with this bit. Making micro mini skeins. Interested to see how many yards I get. One nice thing, it spins up real quick. I will finish this by the end of the stream. Hello, it's Mr. Spammer. You are getting the boot. How could you have zero? Am I the only person you came and talked to? Has zero bands? I just had the thought, let's do a sweater spin for Tour de Fleece this year. Didn't we do that last year? We did. I mean, I did my CVM. What I really need to do is knit my sweater. You know, I did not commit to doing anything during the Olympics either, and I used to. I mean, that was just like Tour de Fleece for me in the past. So. What do you have, Kay, that you would spin up? You know, it has to be a lot. It has to be a lot of fiber. Do you have a fleece? Boy, do I have fleeces. Oh my goodness. I have so many fleeces. Brain why and well, it's start planning now. Well, yeah, I agree. That's plan. You are right about the planning part. I'm sorta continuously planning because, you know, I work on fiber prep every day. Well, I don't work on fiber prep. I work something most of the time every day. I did take a break to do these couple Valentines. I don't know. My Cormo that I am going to dye is going to be hard to process. I'm really not looking forward to that. It's going to be a challenge. It is too... It's short, tight curls. And it is too short to use my large combs. It is too big of a fleece, too much of it to try and use my little combs and hand comb it. Although that probably would make the best yarn. And if I want to waste just half of it, you know, I should comb it first and then dye it. But there have been Olympics in the past I spun every day, just like the Tour de Fleece. And I didn't commit to that this year. Planning. Yes. You need to start prepping. No, cases you don't have a fleece, I'm definitely going to have to get more fiber if I do that. Be still my art. That's such a problem. That's... I'm impressed. Need help with that? Okay, everybody. We're going to post Kay's address, and we're all going to ship her fiber. With
with the caveat that she has to spin it during turtle fleece. Does that sound mean? I'm not really that mean. I'm not mean. I have, I'm a habitual note taker, and I have notebooks from 2015-16 Tour de Fleeces where
I actually processed some during the day, and I spun some during the day, and I was working. How did I do that?
Yeah, I have worn myself out, I think. I am a little bit I am burning out on the spinning a little bit. I still enjoy it a lot. But it is discouraging that I have so much yarn made that I'm not doing anything with. It's like, why can't I take the time to knit with this now? And there is no reason that I can't. I just don't. It's not that I can't, it's just that I don't. The truth is, I am so good at taking fiber and making a yarn. And I am not that good knitting. If I want to make a sweater, I run into, no, that didn't fit, or
You understand what I'm saying. There are so many more variables in knitting for me
than there are spinning. And so I don't.
Oh no, how horrible.
I agree. You have to pick your own fiber. There is nothing better than falling in love with a fiber and then spinning it. That's true love. Go shopping on Valentine's Day. I don't want anybody else's fiber because all the fiber I have, I had fun buying it, picked it, and I'm looking forward to spinning it. For one reason or another. So is that the new curse now? May the new Irish curse? May your spinning group send you their fiber? I mentioned at the very beginning, opening, that I went to visit with my daughter yesterday. We had an amazing 3 hours of uninterrupted mother-daughter conversation time because my grandson was out doing something, her husband was out doing something, and she had the house to herself. In fact, he left after I'd gotten there, and after he left, I said, "Do you want me to leave? Do you want some time to yourself?" This is not something she ever gets. Anyway, it was wonderful, and she showed me. She's knitting fingerless mitts for all of her office mates, and she has taken not just hand spun, but her odds and ends of yarn from socks and just other knitting projects, commercial and hand spun, and put it together in little bundles so that a bundle makes a fingerless mitt set. They're so pretty. It's like, I love the combination of color, and it's really fun. It's a fun project, and I don't need more fingerless mitts, but I most certainly have the materials to make them with, and they're quick. Such a quick project. Guess I would donate them.
Your handspun usually ends up as shawls, lady? That sounds lovely. See, instead of a sweater, okay, what I really want to make is a shawl. I have one started with my handspun yarn. It should be finished first, but, you know, I think that's why I'm hesitant to start anything, because I have so many already started. I really need to finish. That shawl has been on my list. I will not get to it though until after Sock Madness. I like this blue. Caribbean blue. Caribbean blue. The hiccups, sorry. Oh, how about that? That actually buried itself too. Huh. Boy, I haven't had that happen in a long time. Where the end buried itself. Oh. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. A little bit of orange. That was easier to find than I thought. You're starting a shawl? Okay. Well, you'll have that done then by... Oh man, I am not getting enough twist. It is just pulling right apart. Okay, gotta up the twist here. Lessen the pull in and increase the twist speed a little bit. Is that blanket you're doing for you, Kay? You keeping it? Or are you gifting it? Or is it from... It seems to me, I thought, I remember you saying it was for somebody. I may be wrong. That's an amazing amount of sewing. It really is. It looks well matched in the picture. Do you block the strips or anything before you sew them together? Or do you block the blanket afterwards? I have never blocked a blanket. I guess I pin it out on our bed, which is king size. You never want to see it again. It's for a coworker. I love it. That's so funny. Well, I hope they appreciate it. It should be warm. Are those puffs stuffed?
or just hexagonal shape. You know, like they stuff the quilts, the fabric quilts sometimes.
No blocking. You don't have room to, yeah. No, I have never blocked an Afghan either. This one you didn't stuff? The one I had one started that you did. Do you like it stuffed or not? I would stick to like a lap blanket size, I think, if I stuffed it. I don't know. Alright, now I'm curious. I wonder if they have a shawl that is hexagonal. Or, yeah. Oh, that didn't work. Tell you, I need to save some of this blue. I've been trying to save little bits of the color because I didn't save a whole strip of the thing. Alright, I'm going to Google this. Where's Google here? Nope. Hexagonal shape gives me Pharisees. That's not what I wanted. What did you say here? This is very heavy and very warm. I couldn't really sew much on it when it was warm out. It was too much on your lap. Yeah. So, yeah, make bigger puffs and then not as big. Alright, I have to figure a different way to Google this because I'm just getting Shaw shape. Oh, there it is. There's one. There's one on Ravelry called Rose Beck. Oh, that's interesting. Not at all what I expected. This is cool. This would work wonderful with hand spun, but it's not what I was envisioning. Is that on Ravelry? No, this is not Ravelry. I'm not going to get my spinning done. Hexy Puffs. That's what let me Google that. I had to look and see what you actually called it. Oh, wow. I don't know why they call that Hexy Puffs. Beekeeper quilt. Huh. Alright, I'm not getting anywhere with that. That's alright. If it calls for sock yarn, man, and you're making a full blanket, that's a lot of yarn. Well, I didn't get this done, but I do have to go. I gotta get my ribs in the oven. There's a little bit left of this to spin. I'll finish up at some point here. I'm going to add the orange to this, and it's going to leave the yellow and white. It really isn't all that much. It just takes a little time to get it drafted out. Kay says, despite me saying multiple times, I'm never doing this again, I have a few Hexie Puffs in the basket made from scraps that I add to when I'm trying to use up yarn. Never say never. It's a good way to use up the yarn. It's better than, in many ways, it's better for my breed study than me doing the Christmas ornaments. But I don't know. I don't really want a blanket that has the breed names embroidered on it, and the whole point is to make something that I can embroider the name on, so I can feel the square, right, or whatever I make, and say, oh yeah, that's what Lincoln felt like, or whatever. So I'm going to stick with my original plan. Alright, I'll go see if there's anybody to raid. Hubby is stalking between the living room and the kitchen. Boy, this ended up messy. How did it end up so messy? Yep. Okay. It just told me to stop. It's quite twisted. In fact, it's probably over twisted. But anyway, let's see who's streaming. It's been great talking to everybody. I've enjoyed today. It's been nice spinning again. I'm glad I got my cross stitch done. I got to finish the back of it, but I'll be able to do that. 10 tails on. Nicole Rudolph is fitting a 1920s suit. Okay. We're gonna raid her. That is a cool looking pattern. It's sewing, folks. It's all about sewing. Thank you, lady. You too. Hang in here for a minute. Let's see this lady's pattern. It's, or maybe you already know, Nicole Rudolph. Oops, I gotta put raid in here. I do it right? No, I didn't do it right. No. Okay. What am I doing wrong? Is it an exclamation point? I go through this every time. Nope. Well, maybe she's not allowing raids. Huh. Please try again in a minute.
Or if I finish this one, I can have the backup, which is DPM. I don't think I'll finish
Alright,
this one before,
let me try Tantel.
so I probably won't have magic loot. But I could pull this onto a cord. Even like a stitch holder or something would do for that, or spare thread. These two are the closest to done now. As in one sock. Or if I just want to be nuts, I can play around with this. But I'm half tempted to just work on the other two things that I want to work on.
That's gonna work.
Oh,
So we're gonna go see Tantel.
This is a toe up one. But this is
She's
a
playing with
cuff down
yarn.
one.
Alright,
And
everybody.
this one's a toe
See
up
you.
one.
This
And I
is
just
Sunday.
randomly
See you
have loads
Wednesday
of junk
morning.
on the table.
Alright, bye.
Just sitting here with my GPNs and everything. This is strange because this